Hey, good day everyone. Here's another video by You Can Do It. So today I'm working on my 2020 Ford Expedition Max. This is a 4x4 and I'm going to be swapping out the spark plugs, and so I'm going to show you that process. So we're going to have to take off the engine cover, and this is a V6. This is a inline twin turbo, so 6 spark plugs. So there's 2 nuts over here, 10mm, one right there, so you're gonna need a deep socket, 10mm to remove that. So we're gonna take out the cover and we'll see how involved this job is, if it's easy, if it's not. The one thing that you're gonna need is sort of a step stool or something, because this vehicle is on the higher side and you're gonna have to lean back. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. All right, guys, I got both the nuts out. They're loose. If you want, you may want to use a magnet otherwise to remove the nuts. Otherwise, they'll come out. It's just easier. And so, that's the only thing holding. And this is actually a foam. Sorry, a foam cover. And once you remove that, you get a better idea. Get a better idea of where the plugs are, what you gotta do. So not too bad. 1, 2, 3, and you got a 8mm bolt holding each one of them. You got clips, so, and the same on the other side. 1 right there, 2 and 3 right where the sticker is. So the difficulty is just going to be reaching in there, meaning so you're going to need extensions, maybe a 6-inch and a 12-inch. The vehicle has about 89,000 miles. I have not changed the spark plugs. I've had the vehicle for about 9,000 miles. I have not seen the spark plugs being changed in the past 50,000 miles per the service history. And I do have the OEM plugs. I got them from Amazon. I got a set original OEM for about $65. At the dealer, they were about $150. All right, guys, so let me get my other tools and start working on this. All right, guys, I'm going to remove the 8mm bolt on all of them. And you may be wondering why I'm replacing the spark plugs. Is just general maintenance. I'm not getting any missing. I'm not getting any misfires. I don't have any codes or a check engine light. This is just preventative maintenance. So let me remove these 8mm bolts. So I got, again, 1, 2, 3 for the spark plugs on this side. Let me just take one out first. Actually, what I should be doing is removing the connector first. And the way that these connectors work is you pull this tab, slide it back, then you squeeze it, and it comes out. And so we got this loose, and you want to make sure you want to just wiggle the boot. You don't want to be aggressive, because the boot may be stuck to the spark plug, and the last thing you want to do is tear the boot. Then you got to buy new boots. Actually looks like the spark plug, the boots have been changed. Don't look that bad, but when we put this back, we'll put some dielectric grease on the top over here and then at the bottom, so it makes it easy. Show you this where the spark plug is. We'll blow that out with some compressed air. But let me remove actually, let me just do one at a time. Let me get some compressed air. Blow any debris out from there first. All right, guys, got my compressed air here. And then just shoot it down the plug. See how much debris came out. So the reason reason I did that is because once I take out the spark plug, I didn't want any of the debris going into the engine. And I understand you all may not have a air compressor, you know, so it's not a mandatory step, it's a best practice step. And you know, even if you have a can of compressed air, that could help. All right, so now I'm gonna remove the spark plug. All right guys, what I did is I put my spark plug socket and I connected it to a 12-inch extension, and I loosened it. And then, you know, all you gotta do is remove your what do you call, socket, not socket, your ratchet, and then, you know, use the extension and just hand loosen the spark plug. And again, there's going to be a lot of information on if you need to use anti-seize to put on a new spark plug, and there's going to be different recommendations by different manufacturers, so I would always check that. The one that we are using does not require it. So here's this spark plug. Sorry, there you go. Trying to get this to focus. Getting a little difficult. There you go. So you can see some corrosion on the tip. So yeah, that's why we're swapping it out. Let me just get this out. There, and those are the actual ones that we're going to be replacing it with too. So let me pull out the new one. All right guys, that's the spark plug SP594. We called the dealer, he validated it. Iridium spark plug 6-pack, that's the model number. CYF S12YR T3. The last numbers are slightly different because Ford upgraded the spark plug and changed the part number. But yeah, they're gonna be the same. All right guys, took one out of the box. Again, SP594. These come pre-gapped. So, you know, same size. They appear to be, you know, the same gap. Some people might check it with the tool, but I'm not gonna do that. So, you know, I'm gonna put this back in my spark plug socket and put it in there. Again, I'm gonna hand tighten this before I, you know, apply some pressure. Right, guys, got it in there, just turning it, and it needs to go in smoothly. If it's not, that means you are not in the threads. You may be cross-threading the threads, and that is a big no-no. You do not want to do that. That's going to result in potential complications, and worst of all, it could mean your spark plug gets stuck, or the porcelain, the ceramic may break, and then you're in for a new set of problems. So got this all hand tightened, and I'm just gonna take my ratchet and, you know, turn this slightly. You know, you want to check the torque if you haven't done this before. I've done many of these, as you can see in my videos, so I have an idea, but it's always best to follow manufacturer's specifications. You're gonna get a range anywhere from 15 to 20 pounds of torque on this. So let me get my ratchet. All you want to do is just hand tighten it and then turn it a quarter of a turn, and that's what I'm gonna do here. You know, I'm gonna need 2 hands for that, guys. That is all done. I'm gonna remove it. That's it. The job, one spark plug is done. Now let us find our boot. I'm gonna clean off this debris, put some dielectric grease, and put this baby back in. All right, guys, got my dielectric grease. Got my boot right here. Just gonna put some right there on the tip and some inside there. So, you know, spread that around. You know, I'm gonna put some more and spread it around. And the reason you want to do that is in the future when you remove this, if you have a misfire, if you need to change the boot, it comes off easily and it doesn't tear. All right, guys, you can see I spread it around. Not too much, not too little, just a decent amount, you know, and then just Slide it in there again. That one's done. We'll put the bolt back. And we'll tighten that baby. And we'll put the connection back right here. We just push it and you should hear it click. That one you didn't, but it's in there. All right, guys, so that's how you change one spark plug. Now, if you would have gone to the dealer for this with diagnostic fee or just regular service fee and changing all this, you're looking at $600 to $800. And I just showed you it took literally 5 minutes to change one. You got to change 6, so it's basically a 30-minute job. Anyone can do it with some basic knowledge and some help and looking at some videos. All right, guys, let me go get to the next one. All right, guys, for the second one, I already got the screw out, removed the connection, wiggled it. And again, this is in real time. I'm having some struggle with this one, but being careful. And again, got it out. And I've already removed the screw on the third one as well, as you can see. And, you know, again, I get back there, put that clip, push it back, and now squeeze this. There you go, came out. And then do the same thing with the third one. It came out fairly easy. All right, that's the third one. That's the second one. So let me take my compressed air. This one had, both of these had a little more debris. It looks like it was from the dielectric grease. So now let me get my extension in there with the spark plug socket remover. All right, guys, the second one, got that loose. The second one, I was unable to use it with my 12-inch extension, so I took out a 6-inch extension. The last one looks a little tough. Maybe you got to do it without an extension or a 3-inch extension, which I have, or you need a swivel head, a socket, which I also have. So sometimes depending on how much space you have, you're gonna need different tools. Here's the second spark plug. Again, that's the new one. This one looks like it's beat up. Got the second one in there. Again, you see how smoothly it's turning. It's exactly what you want. It'll just stop when it doesn't hand tighten anymore. We're almost there. There you go. And now we're gonna take the ratchet and give it a quarter turn. That's it. All right, guys, I'm in the last one now, and I'm using a 3-inch extension, and I got it loose. There you go. I'm gonna take out my ratchet now, and again, let the tool do the work for me. There you go. You can see it's coming out. And there you go. This is how the third one looks. Yeah, it looks pretty beat up. I actually think these spark plugs have been changed because all the boots and the spark plugs have had dielectric grease. You can see it right there. But anyways, for preventative maintenance, you know, there's a lot of forums. Some say 50,000, some say, you know, 100,000. But just to be on the safe side, you know, $65 just for preventative maintenance. I'll take that any day versus a blown engine. All right, guys, got the spark plug in there. It's almost in there. There you go. I'm gonna get my ratchet now. And you wanna make sure you do this with 2 hands, not like me, 1 hand. Let me take that. All right, guys. Got my boots cleaned. This is for number 2. This is for number 3. Putting some dielectric grease. Putting some at the bottom there. Got a butterfly here bothering me. And I'm just gonna move that all the way around. Sorry for the camera work here, guys. Trying to do this one-handed. Primarily show you. There you go, putting that boot in there. You know, wiggling it in there. Aligning that hole right there. We're gonna do the same with the last one. Got our last one. And it's all in there. So let me just put the bolts on. Yeah, but want to be careful with the bolts as well. Make sure you do not cross thread them. You want to take your time with any automotive job that you're doing, because you're dealing with bolts, you're dealing with tight spaces, and you got to keep in mind that with the wear and tear, with the salt, with the rain, with the weather conditions, a lot of this stuff could be rusted. You gotta just take your time. Otherwise, if you try to rush it, you may do something that causes, you know, some severe consequences and takes more time. All right, guys, let me get my ratchet and an 8mm socket again and tighten those. Got those all in, and let me show you how to put this clip in again. You push that side in, and then you slide. There's a few ways. You could just put it on top and push it in. That's what we did here. I think we didn't do it here yet. Yeah, so again, I'm gonna take it out. To push it in, you just insert this in and it clips, and then slide it in. All right, guys, so we got one side done. Basically took about 15 minutes with making a video, and now we'll go to the second side. I'm going to do the same process, but not necessarily show you all that, because you get the gist of it. Hey guys, I'm actually going to show you that I replaced all of them. So I put, you know, all the connectors back, all the bolts back, and I'm gonna put a picture of all the old spark plugs. I'm gonna put the cover back on, but before I do, I'm gonna start the vehicle so I don't get any comments that says, hey, the vehicle was never started. There you go, vehicle starts up. I'm gonna take it for a test drive, and I'll keep you posted. Again, guys, another video, but you can do it.